guys, so it's been since, I think, April since I did my last book review. Yeah, that is really sad. I told you guys it has taken me forever to get through the most recent book, the one that I'm going to be reviewing tonight, just because it was so dry that it took me forever to read the whole thing and just, yeah. Anyway, my hair is flippy. I know, I look like crap tonight because I waited till forever to get around to finally filming this, mostly because my internet was being really glitchy all day, and it seems to have finally calmed down. Knock on wood, let's not jinx it. So, yeah, I didn't even bother trying to film this earlier when I knew that I couldn't depend on the internet to not glitch out if I tried to upload it, so I'm here now. But yeah, I'll probably go to bed right after I finish filming this because I am exhausted. It's like 10. It's way too late for me. I'm such an old lady, but yeah, I'm really bothered by this flippy hair over here. But anyway, woo, maybe a little bit drunk. But anyway, so the latest book that I am reviewing, this isn't even, it's just my Kindle. I don't know what I'm doing anymore, guys. But, the book I'm reviewing tonight is Keith Moon Stole My Lipstick by Judith Willis. Which, I mean, with a title like that, I actually got really excited when I found out this was even a thing a couple years ago. Just because Keith Moon was in the title, therefore a good enough reason for me to read it. It took me forever to actually obtain a copy, and when I found out it's available through the Unlimited Kindle, or whatever it is. Amazon has a program for free Kindle books. If you sign up with them, it's like $10 a month. But anyway, it's one of the ones that is available through them. Found that out. It was enough to sell me on subscribing to Kindle Unlimited. Yay, I remember the name of it! So anyway, I went ahead and I downloaded it and I read it and I just finished it a couple days ago, actually. Ooh, I shouldn't do that. Anyway, so I read the whole thing, beginning to end. It's got some pictures in it that ended up making it a bit more worth it for me because I'd never seen those couple before. But anyway, yeah. Basically, normally, I love autobiographies. They're typically my favorite genre. I love reading about people's lives, probably because I don't have much of one, but, I love those. I love Keith Moon. It's no secret that I'm a huge fan of The Who. Keith Moon has always been my favorite. What could possibly go wrong with a title like this? I mean, I was expecting some grand anecdote involving Keith Moon stealing this lipstick and doing something tremendously funny with it. The anecdote that it ended up involving was more or less, yeah, he took the author's lipstick, he rubbed it all over his chest, and took off his shirt in the middle of the show, and it showed up. The end of story. That was the whole anecdote. It's like, really? That's it? There's not more to this story than that? I mean, I don't know. I was really let down by that in particular because there was all this build-up. I was expecting to be one hell of a big story and then wasn't. I almost bailed and stopped reading right there, but I figured maybe there's more stories about Keith later in it. Spoiler alert, there's not. So yeah, it sucks. But basically, it took me several chapters to figure out if this was truly an autobiography or if it was just realistic historical fiction, which isn't that great. I eventually started Googling the name of the author and the name of the publication she wrote for to see if these were real things that exist in real life. And apparently they are. And apparently this is, in fact, a true story, so I started taking it a little more seriously upon realizing this. But yeah, it goes back and forth between really, really big famous artists that everybody knows of and really, really obscure ones that nobody knows who the hell these people are except, like, the author. So, yeah, it kept flip-flopping. Oh my god, my hair, dude. I don't even know. I kept flip-flopping between areas of me being really interested and expecting something really cool to happen with these people who I'm a huge fan of, and then being really disappointed that that was it. There wasn't anything great here. Like, there was supposed to be a story about Davy Jones in here, and apparently the author remembers nothing whatsoever about this event other than she went to dinner with him but can't tell you a single thing that actually happened there because she doesn't remember any of it. She only knows that it happened because it was in her diary. That was probably my first major disappointment with this book right there. I almost bailed on it just because I was so mad at that. Not gonna lie. So, yeah. And then she, nitpicks every single person's appearance in the book. I am not even joking. And pretty much just bitches about everybody. Which I realize I'm a hypocrite because I'm bitching about this whole book. But that's kind of the point of a review, isn't it? But, I don't know. It just seemed really if you were that unhappy with your work and you didn't like any of these people, why the hell are you in this line of work, okay? I don't understand. I just don't. You could have left many years sooner and spared us all the trouble of this, but whatever. I mean, it has stories about the Beatles and the Who and the Monkees, which I all love. It had Betty Davis in it. It had Andy Williams in it. It even had Lorna Luft in it. So, I mean, I figured, what's not to like? But yet, it still ended up being such a boring read because nothing that particularly interesting happens with any of these people. And most of these stories about those big famous people ended up being little blips in the book. Most of the book is about these people that nobody's ever heard of, nobody gives a shit about. Yeah, those take up the majority of the book. And useless stuff about her own life that nobody gives a crap about. Yeah. I am such a bitch for even saying that, but it's with a title like that, that's just leading everybody on. I realize you probably had to do that to even get anybody to buy the book because it's such a shitty piece of writing, but yeah, that. Wouldn't have wasted my time if it didn't have a title like that. I am not even gonna kid you. I wouldn't have given it the time of day if it weren't for that. So anyway, yeah, that. But the thing that got me most, okay? This author has written over 25 books in addition to this one. She wrote for these music publications for years, of which she is writing about in this book. And yet, the book seems as though it were edited by a second grader. There is grammatical errors left and right, there's spelling errors all over the place, lacks of punctuation, lacks of capitalization. If it had just been a few of them, I could overlook it. A lot of books have a few of them throughout it. No big deal. But when the book is by somebody whose entire profession has depended on writing, you would think that they would know better. You would think that they would catch that shit. It's so all over the place that was also a big portion of why it took me literally months to finish the damn thing. Because it annoyed me so badly that I would only make it a couple pages at a time and have to put it down because I was so annoyed at all the errors just running rampant through the whole thing. And just, my inner grammar Nazi was screaming because just so bad. Could not handle it. I mean, I feel like even by rating this book a 2 out of 5 stars, I'm being horribly generous. I feel like I shouldn't give it any, but just to give it something, I give it a 2, just because I feel like being nice, and because it would have been Keith Moon's birthday today, so I felt it would be appropriate to review this today. So, yeah, that. And I feel like I probably let him down for not having something better to commemorate his birthday with than a review of what turned out to be a really shitty-ass book. Yeah, that. What can you do, right? Other than start another one. But on the plus side, the next book that I'm going to read is that one by Stevie Phillips about Judy Garland that I have been looking forward to ever since it came out. I have had sitting on the other side of my room ever since I got it as soon as it came out, but I was hell-bent on finishing Keith Moon Stole My Lipstick first, and it took me this long to finally finish it, so I can start that one guilt-free. And the motivation to finish this one was only that I could start that one next. If I had started that one first, I would have never finished this, so. Anyway, yeah, I gotta say that I was not impressed with this book, but every once in a while it happens that I don't like one. Usually I love what I read, but this one really left me disappointed, so. Being honest with you guys on this one. I hate being this negative, but this is honestly how I feel about this book. So anyway, as usual, if you like this video, click the like button. If you're not already and you'd like to be, click subscribe. I'm not even making sense right now. Leave comments down below, and until next time, bye!